I'm going to tell you about the top 10 undefeated generals in the world. I'll tell you about one who used an elephant to cross the Alps and another one who used actual bicycles during the war. Alexander Suvorov. His title is the Generalissimo of the Russian Empire. He received his military training at a military engineering school in Moscow, and he learned warfare through hands-on campaigns rather than classroom theory. Why is he great? Suvorov won 63 battles without a single defeat, often outnumbered, famous for storming enemy fortresses with insane speed and for crossing the Alps in 1799 without losing momentum. Suvorov often marched barefoot alongside his men to show toughness. And he died in 1800 of natural causes, just months after clashing with Emperor Paul I. Khalid ibn al-Walid of Arabia. He is known as the Sword of God. He received his training in Bedouin tribal warfare from a young age and later refined by early Islamic military campaigns. Why is he great? He won over 100 battles across Arabia, Persia, and the Byzantine Empire, considered a master of rapid cavalry strikes and encirclements. Al-Walid was seriously wounded in battle despite being in the thick of combat. He died in 638 CE of natural causes, and he complained that he died in bed rather than dying at the battlefield. Subutai of the Mongol Empire. His title is Chief Strategist of Genghis Khan and Ogedai Khan. He received his training when he started as a blacksmith's son. He trained in Mongol horseback, archery, and military tactics. Why is he great? Subutai conquered more territory than Napoleon. He won every battle across Asia and Europe. He's an expert in feigned retreats and multi-pronged invasions. Subutai once conquered an attack where two Mongol armies marched thousands of miles apart but struck at the same time. He died in 1248 at home in Mongolia. Janzizka of Bohemia. His title is Hussite Commander. He received his training in knightly combat, siege defense, and guerrilla tactics. Why is he great? Janzizka never lost a battle despite being blind in one eye, and he later completely became blind in both eyes. He's famous for turning farm wagons into mobile fortresses. After his death, Janzizka's followers supposedly used his skin to make a war drum to inspire troops. He died in 1424 of an illness during his campaign. Epaminondas of Thebes. His title is Theban General and Statesman. He received his training in philosophy and tactics. He mastered hoplite warfare. Why is he great? Epaminondas broke Sparta's dominance by winning at Leuctra and Mantinea without ever losing a battle. Epaminondas is known for his deep-thinking speeches before a battle, basically considered to be the Socrates of spears. Epaminondas died in 362 BCE. He was mortally wounded at Mantinea, but still won the battle. BCE stands for Before Common Era. This term is used to denote years before year 1 in the Gregorian calendar. Paul von Lettow-Vorbeck of German East Africa. His title was Commander of German Colonial Forces in East Africa. Lettow-Vorbeck trained in German Military Academy at the African guerrilla warfare in colonial campaigns. Why is he great? Lettow-Vorbeck fought off British forces in World War II for 4 years without defeat, despite being outnumbered 10-1. That is amazing. Lettow-Vorbeck ended World War II still undefeated, surrendering only after hearing Germany itself had fallen. He died in 1964 at the age of 93 years old. Scipio Aemilianus of Rome. His title was Roman general and statesman. He received training in Roman military schooling, combat experience in Hispania and Africa. Why is he great? Aemilianus destroyed Carthage in the Third Punic War and Numantia in Spain without losing a single battle. He was wealthy and cultured, loved Greek philosophy and art almost as much as burning cities. Aemilianus died in 129 BCE. Possibly he was assassinated. Vo Nguyen Giap of Vietnam. And excuse me if I mispronounced his name. His title was General of the Vietnam People's Army. He received training as a law school graduate turned self-taught military genius. He learned from studying Napoleon and Mao. That's really interesting because you rarely hear someone being a self-taught military genius. But we all learn from somewhere. Nguyen Giap. Why was he great? He defeated the French at Dien Phu and outmaneuvered U.S. forces in Vietnam without a recorded battlefield defeat. That is amazing. Nguyen Giap used bicycles during his military reign, and this is a picture of him on the battlefield. So, what did Nguyen Giap do with the bicycles? The bicycles were used to haul heavy artillery through the mountains. And you see that here. And here as well, the bicycles were being used to haul heavy artillery in the mountains. And that's a lot for one person to carry. Nguyen Giap died in 2013 at the age of 102 years old. Wow. He lived a very long life. Maharaja Ranjit Singh of the Sheikh Empire. His title was Lion of Punjab. Ranjit Singh trained as an early swordsmanship and horseback archery. He learned his strategy through tribal warfare, and that is a picture of him when he was younger during that time. Why was he great? Ranjit Singh unified the Sheikh Empire, and he never lost a battle. He kept British and Afghan armies at bay. Ranjit Singh wore an eye patch and loved gold so much he covered the Harmandir Sahib, which is a golden temple, in it. He died in 1839 of an illness. And the last one, number 10, Pyrrhus of Epirus of Greece. Considered to be the king of Epirus. Pyrrhus of Epirus received his training in Greek and Macedonian warfare from his childhood. Why was he great? Epirus of Epirus won every battle, but at such a high cost that Pyrrhic victory became a term. What is a Pyrrhic victory? A Pyrrhic victory is a victory that inflicts such a devastating toll on the victor that it is tantamount to defeat. In essence, it's winning a battle but losing the war, so to speak. In other words, so many people die during that war. Is it even worth winning? While Pyrrhus technically won the battles, the heavy losses ultimately hindered his overall campaign and stopped him from having long-lasting victories against Rome. Pyrrhus of Epirus kept war elephants as ancient tanks. He died in 272 BCE and was killed in street combat when an old woman threw a roof tile at his head. And that is quite an interesting yet strange way for that to happen after having so much success in being a war general, only to be killed by an old woman throwing a roof tile at his head. That is ironic, especially since he's called one who has Pyrrhic victories. And remember, know your history.